Okay guys, I'm gonna walk you through how to do the blind hem using your home sewing machine with a presser foot. First I'm gonna show you, this is a pair of pants I actually hemmed last week. I don't know if you can see, but there's like these little stitches here, some skips. I think the fabric didn't catch there, but this kind of stitch looks really different than if you just did a regular top stitch. So it's to kind of blend in more. They kind of look like little dots. I bet if you look in your closet, you can probably find like a nicer garment that has this, like, you know, maybe like a work skirt or a dress for a formal occasion. Not too formal. If it's really formal, it'll probably be hand stitched, but yeah, but a lot of us will probably have this kind of technique in their closet. So I recommend you looking for it as well. So in beginning sewing, you guys did a blind stitch by hand. In this class, we're gonna do it on the machine, and every machine is a little bit different. I have a Viking home sewing machine, and so it says that my presser foot looks like this clear guy. It's letter D. It has like this plus and minus little orange dial that I can turn to make it, the foot, like just kind of move. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, there we go. So this side of the foot's like going out or in, just to kind of help line it up a little bit better. I also have the Emerald Brother like sewing / embroidery machine, and their blind foot looks much different. It kind of has this little metal thing there. So like you sew straight, and every once in a while your needle goes into that ditch. And that's where you get the little dots. So your presser foot might look like this, or there's even other ones out there that are different as well. So you're gonna wanna pull out your user manual and try to figure out which foot you need. It most likely came with your machine, honestly. And you can always Google it too, as well. So I guess to start, you need to find which foot you're gonna be using. I'm gonna demo it on this guy. So the next thing you're gonna do is look at all the stitches available in your machine. And the blind hem, for me, where you see letter D, it's this like triangular one. So that's a functional stitch. And even though it looks like triangles, when we're finished, it's just gonna be little dots. So your machine most likely has that stitch style. So that's the one you'll want to use. So you'll change your dial on your machine to not do a straight stitch, but instead to do the blind hem stitch. Okay, so the next part of this assignment, besides just collecting your foot and figuring out which stitch style to change to, the next challenging part is folding your fabric the right way. And this took me a long time to figure out, honestly. I would just stare at these illustrations for like 20 minutes and then do it wrong, and stare at it again and do it right. So I'm gonna do my best to try to help you make it as simple as possible. So I have this little swatch here. It's a directional print. So I wanna hem this bottom part. I don't wanna leave it frayed. So the first step I would do is I would fold the hem for whatever length I wanted, you know, your finished length. So when I'm done, I want it to be this long, and then my stitch somewhere up here. Okay, so that's simple enough, right? That's easy. Okay, then what you do after that is, okay, I'm gonna pinch about 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna fold that back underneath. Or actually, not 1/2 inch. I'm gonna fold it so that there's about 1/2 inch raw edge showing. So I don't know what the easiest way to do that is. Okay, maybe I just turn my hem this way, and then I have the raw edge right here. I just open up my fabric so that you see about 1/2 inch of the raw edge. That's how you want to feed it through the machine. And then what's gonna happen is we're gonna sew on this raw edge, you know, long, ugly stitches, and then every 3rd or 4th stitch, this little triangle stitch comes. And it's not stitching a triangle, it's just poking your fabric for one little stitch. And when we do that, we wanna try to only catch like 1 or 2 little yarns, super, super small. So like on this foot, it's kind of nice to have, you can see where the little stitch would be. Like it's where that little triangle thing is. And then on this foot, what's kind of nice, there's like a hole right there. So if I line up this fold with the inside of the foot, and the foot's clear, which helps, then every time it does the triangle stitch, will just barely catch right there. And the less it catches, the less you'll see on the right side of the fabric. So again, I'm just gonna feed it through the machine like this, and hopefully with the foot guide, it will be really easy. I think the hard part is finding your foot, changing your stitch, and the hardest part is folding your fabric. But once you're at the machine, it should be really easy. So let's go give it a shot. Lining up the fold to go under the presser foot on the left. And I'm gonna do the first few stitches by hand just to see where the stitch is actually falling. And it doesn't look like it's quite catching. Fabric right underneath the left part of the foot. Ooh, that's way better, I think. I like that. And I'm not sure if you can really see it, so let's see. Let me do another one. Okay, I switched to a better angle. Hopefully you can see it. I was using the hand wheel just to make sure that I liked the placement of the stitch. These stitches don't matter because they're just going on the raw edge that we'll never see. It's this one right here that's super important that I want. And I don't know, I wonder if I can get it even closer to the edge, to be honest with you. I don't know, you guys play around with it at home. But anyways, I think it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the presser foot. Oh, maybe I should turn my machine on. There we are. Okay. In a perfect world, all I should have to do is just guide my fabric through my foot. So this is much quicker than the hand stitch. Oh, that one was really far, eeks. So we'll have to see how this guy turned out. Okay, so I just took it out of the machine. Let's see how we did. Okay, so like my first one caught, and it looks pretty good. I do feel like it's still a little far, but maybe I'm being a perfectionist. This one I love. Number 2, that's the right spot. Number 3 is pretty good. Actually, number 4 is good. You could argue you can make it better. Totally missed number 5 and 6. Look at that, they didn't even catch. So I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to film with cameras in front of me, so it's hard to feed it through the machine with my hand. Can't really see, so I kind of just slammed on the presser foot, and I wasn't really guiding it very well with my hands, and you could see I paid the price. But then it did catch it for the last 2, or the last 3 actually. Ooh, the last one's really nice. So, okay, but anyways, it doesn't really matter what it looks like on this side, right? Because that's not the side that you're gonna be showing off when you wear it. This is the back side. So let's flip it to the front. There we go. And of course, I always like to give it a nice little press. You know, and one tip too with this is to use a similar color thread. I used yellow, a light yellow, so you don't really see it in this print. But I can kind of see, like maybe there's a little dot right there, one here. But all in all, like it's much cleaner than a top stitch. So anyways, this is a great stitch for you guys to try out, especially since you're at home. This is a cool thing your home sewing machines do that the Juki's industrials in the classroom don't do. So it's kind of a perk of a home sewing machine. In the classroom, we have the industrial blind hem machine, and then we have some home ones too for it as well. But anyways, give it a shot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how yours turn out. Okay, I thought I would also try to demo with the other presser foot. This presser foot's actually designed for my brother machine, not this Husqvarna Viking. Let's see if I need to get it to fit. I'm pretty sure it does though. Right, come on, there it does. Okay, got it on. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I folded my fabric, it's all ready to go. It's kind of cool, it has this blade right here that you can line up the fold with. So this might be actually a little bit easier than the other foot I was using. No, we'll find out. Okay. So I like to do the first few stitches by hand. Let's see, I kind of want to get this at a different angle. Okay, so you can see my fold of fabric is lined up to this blade thing that's sticking out. Okay, so the fabric's folded. It's going against this little wall, this little blade. That's just to help you feed it through. And then it goes straight through, and you'll notice there's a little like indentation. That's where the needle's gonna go when it turns to do the blind stitch. It should go inside that little metal right there. So, and when it does that, it should just barely catch the folded fabric. So as long as this folded fabric is pushed against this wall over here, it should be in the right position. So let's give it a shot. I'm on my blind stitched stitch, which for my machine is number 5. And I'm gonna do the first few ones by hand. So just turning the presser wheel towards me. Okay, and there it goes. Yeah, do you see that? That's, I think, a really good position, and we'll find out when I'm done, right? So now I'm just gonna go ahead and press the presser foot and then just try to guide it with my hands. Okay, I'm ready to take it out and see how it did. Okay, looks like this time none of the stitches were missed. They all caught. Eyeballing it does look like it's kind of a little high. Like I feel like this one and this one, you might see the stitch on the other side, but these first few ones look pretty good. This is like perfect. And again, around here, I kind of go fast, and I'm like, I have a camera in front of me, so it's not really normally the way I sew, so you might have more luck. But let's go ahead and look at the actual right side of the garment. And let's see here. Let me give it a little press. Okay, it's not so bad. I could still see those little yellow lines, but I mean, hey, that's kind of what the blind stitch is. Actually, the other foot, the other blind hem is up here on the other side. And I noticed that one a lot less. So I wonder if I had more success with the first foot than the second one. It's interesting. Yeah, but anyways, give it a shot, play around. And again, I can't wait to see what your results are.